Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamerspro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Yesterday, Bronny played, I believe, in his third or fourth Summer League game. And in yesterday's contest, he went in there and scored 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting from the field, 0-3 from the 3. He did get you 3 rebounds and an assist, but here's the problem. He had 2 points and 2 turnovers. So his net negative was below 0. Right? Below 0. You had 2 assists with 2 turnovers. So what was his positive? 2 points? Probably. Net. That's what he netted on the court. And his team scored what? 74 points. And your net additive or whatever you added to the team is 2 points. It's horrendous. But if you leave it to the major companies like ESPN, Bleach Report, and others, you would think that Bronny James was out there balling and wheeling and dealing, but he wasn't. It was a horrendous performance again. But that is still not stopping these people from constantly throwing him in your face. And whenever you people like us try to bring it up, oh, y'all are hating. Y'all want to see the kid fail. Why is it all of a sudden that now when we're calling it like we see it, now we want to see a kid fail? When we were critiquing all these other NBA players to come through the NBA, then we were just keeping it real. But when it comes to Bronny, we want to see him fail. What? Something is really wrong with a lot of people out there. Y'all really love protecting these elites, don't you? Y'all love it. Y'all just love it. You got LeBron fans over there twerking it up all over the place, knocking over drinks in the comment section, disturbing the peace, just basically behaving like absolute nuisances, harassing people whenever you bring this up. We publish a show. Within the first 5 seconds, they're the first one commenting. I don't understand this. So what happened? Yesterday, he was playing against the Boston Celtics, the Lakers. And one of the players in attendance was, one of the people in attendance was the NBA Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was front court with Angel Reese and I forgot another young lady. And then something interesting happened. Apparently what happened was Jaylen Brown was caught on camera essentially saying that he doesn't believe Bronny James is a pro. He doesn't believe he's a pro. And he also said, I don't think so. I think it's because of his name that he is on the Lakers. That's what Jaylen Brown said. So what we want to do now is we're going to play the Jaylen Brown clip for you. I want you guys to watch it carefully, rewatch it multiple times if you want to. And I'm going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to that or watch this. So you saw the clip. Now I want to show you rather what Klutch Points wrote, because this is from the Klutch Points page. They wrote, Jaylen Brown, I don't think Bronny's a pro. I think he'll be on the G League team for sure. Jaylen Brown, I don't think so. I think because of his name, he'll be on the Lakers. That's what he said. That's what he said. And of course, you have some emotional LeBron fans in the comments. She probably shouldn't talk because she got waived by an NBA team. So that's what he had to say during the game. Jaylen Brown is stating what everybody else knows. What you will never hear is anybody in big media go up there and say what he just said. The only person I've heard say that thus far is Chris Mad Dog Russo on a major platform. He said it on ESPN First Take. And he created a very awkward situation on the back. As a matter of fact, when he said it, Molly Karam hollered. For those of you who don't even believe what I had to say, we want to that Chris Broussard say, Mad Dog Russo said it. We want to play what he had to say for you on ESPN now, and we'll come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to him here.
The operative word here is intrigue. We ain't talking about just basketball. If it was basketball, in terms of talent, obviously that's not the answer to this question. But when you use the word intrigue and you think about the multitude of storylines that come associated with this person, Bronny James, to me, is the most interesting thing going on. We're all waiting to see what happens with his name.
You might be. I am not. He would not even play on UConn past year.
Wow.
He would be on the bench with Danny Hurley's kid. He wasn't better than Newton. He's not better than Spencer, and he's not better than Castle.
Nobody said he is.
Well, hold on now. But you are talking about him as a draft possibility, and he would be the 4th guard on UConn. Newton's not getting drafted. The point guard who won 2 championships. This is a guy who in a horrendous conference on a terrible team averaged 4.8 points a game on 36% shooting. I mean, this is on USC. He didn't do this at Duke. This is at USC. I mean, if Bronny James' father was a... No, hold on now, Stevie. If LeBron James is not his father, would anybody care about Bronny James? Well, let's be honest. Let's call it like we see it. I know that's difficult to hear.
We are doing it.
That's a very fair
that
point.
Is a fair question.
He would not be even an issue. Nobody would care. His father is the reason there's intrigue. That's the only reason.
Time out. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not denying that. I'm not going to disrespect the kid. I'm going to remember that there was a cardiac arrest last summer and that he didn't play until January. I'm going to remember. I mean, you're talking about the dude like he's 100% healthy, came into college and did absolutely nothing. No, he almost died. He was out for half the season. He comes in January. I'm not saying that we saw something and, oh, my God, this guy, his credentials on the basketball court is worth it. But in the same breath, you do have to take that into consideration. You also have to take into consideration the fact that LeBron James is his father. And LeBron James is still playing. And LeBron James is about to approach free agency. And LeBron James has declared he would love to play with his son. And on top of it all, the Lakers with the 55th pick, you know, who knows what they're going to do just because LeBron James wants them to do it. Who knows what the Boston Celtics are going to do at the 54th pick? Who knows what Dallas is going to do? Who knows what a team with bigs where the focus on Embiid or Jokic in terms of having a big where your offense goes through, that you can afford to take a chance on a young talent that's known for that believes that have some level of athleticism and prioritizes defense and what have you, and they're looking at the upside and to bring him along. I'm saying, yes, he has not proven himself on the basketball court on a collegiate level. And yes, if he were not LeBron James' son, we would not be talking about this. But the fact that he is, and with LeBron James having said what he has said, that's what makes it interesting. And we can't forget, as much as we want to sit up there and talk about the lack of the credentials, let's at least acknowledge the kid almost died. God, thank God he's still here. Cardiac arrest, and he's out. And then he comes back in January. We're acting like he's been 100% healthy, no issues, and was just riding the bench like Stephen A. or somebody. No, that is not what happened with Bronny James. Bronny James almost died, and he recovered from that. We got to remember that and put that in its proper perspective. We've been waiting. We've been waiting.
I got to say one thing.
Sure.
Listen, we're going to now throw out Bronny's health. Oh, that's what you're going to do? Well, he had a bad year because he had health in the middle of this. That wasn't the question. The question is, based on his high school career and based on what he produced for USC when he had a chance to produce, you tell me why you would draft him anywhere in the first 2 rounds. Tell me the reason. What evidence do we have?
Zero.
And I know you want to bring up the health all you want, but the heart issues. That's
zero, Doggy. You're right.
That's the problem.
You're right, Doggy. Zero. But the point is, knowing that, we've been talking about him for months.
Okay.
You heard it for yourself. Nobody's willing to take this position. And then whenever you have people up here, like people like ourselves doing it, we get called haters. Now, here's the irony in all of this. They talk about, oh, you're doing this for views. Excuse me. Who in sports media is not doing anything for views? Who? Even you reacting to our content in a negative way, you're doing it for views. But I'm trying to figure out what's this holier than thou attitude that you have about all of this. ESPN and all of these major companies that are promoting this, they're doing it for views. The Lakers who signed it are doing it for money. They said it. GM Rob Pelinka said it. He said it. He said the reason we want Bronny is because it's going to make history, and what better jersey to do it in than a Laker jersey? It deserves to be made. They know it's going to make money with jersey sales. They know this already. They know this. So everybody's trying to make money off of it. And if you're telling the truth, you should make money off of it, because too many people are making money off of it lying to the public. If you're calling it like you see it, you deserve to be compensated for it, because I don't understand why all of these jokers get to walk away with a bag and they're up there basically twerking it up on TV all day long. Help me figure this out. Number one. Number two, and why are you running around counting people's money? Only LeBron fans do this. I don't at any point in time sit down and make this a thing about, well, you know how much money he's making off of it? No, I don't care. What is this fetish y'all got for counting dudes' pockets? Y'all count other creators' pockets. Y'all count LeBron's pockets. Y'all be in the corner beating your meat with a bucket of honey, sitting there talking about, man, you already how much money LeBron James made last year? Oh, he made more money than you. Nigga, he made more money than you. What are you talking about? You can't, bro. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. This is the finals MVP saying, like, yo, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And if Jaylen Brown can see it, I'm sure the Lakers development team or whatever, scouts over the hell, they saw it too. But yet and still they went ahead and did it. They still did it knowing damn well the level of a player he is. Because they know, man, this is going to make us a lot of money. So y'all need to shut the hell up when people like us call it out. What is happening to Bronny James right now, I believe, is humiliating. I believe it's humiliating, and I think that these people need to find a way to stop. By these people, I'm referring to the media, the Lakers organization, LeBron, whoever it is, that keeps allowing this situation to go on the way that it's going on. Prior to Bronny James being drafted, LeBron was out there talking about, oh, one of my biggest dreams to play with my son, which is fine. But he then took it a step further and started saying, oh, you know, my son is better than some NBA players right now that I'm watching on League Pass. Lightweight. He also said that he absolutely believes that his son could be on the Lakers. Now, as a parent, yes, you want to instill confidence in your children. You want to do all of these things, but you also have to be aware of a word called context and situation. You are LeBron James. You are one of the 10 greatest players to ever play the sport. You are one of those people. So if you're talking about you have a son that you want to play with and you believe is already better than guys in the NBA right now, people are going to believe you. And they're going to buy into the hype that you helped create. If you're ESPN and you're the rest of the media and you're running around promoting Bronny James left and right like as if he's the number one pick in the draft, you're creating pressure by constantly doing that because you're constantly thrusting him in front of people's faces. And then when you put him in front of people, they're going to see, well, okay, well, let's see what this kid's got. And when he underperforms, they're going to call it out. And that's exactly what happened yet again in another Summer League game. Yesterday, the Lakers faced the Boston Celtics in Summer League. And in that game, I want to focus on the Lakers players. Dalton Connect, I hope I pronounced his name properly. He scored, who's one of the 17th pick. He scored 19 points in that game. Maxwell Lewis, he scored 13 points in that game. Colin Castleton scored 8. Trent Forrest scored 0. Blake Henson scored 8. Sean East II scored 9. Moses Brown scored 11. Emile Traore scored 4. But the person that all of these Instagram accounts, ESPN and Bleacher Report, and all of them were promoting is Bronny James. Bronny James, who finished that game shooting 1 of 5 from the field, 0-3 from the three-point line. By the way, Bronny is now 0 of 15 from the three-point line in Summer League. And he finished the game with 2 points. 2 points. 2 points. And what did ESPN and these networks do? What did they decide to do? They decided to basically plaster him all over the internet. And ever since they did that last night, people have been flame broiling Bronny James and these networks for what they're doing. So I want to get into a few posts here. Let's get into the one from Bleacher Report and House of Highlights. They post Zuri cheering on Bronny James. Zuri and Savannah supporting Bronny James in Summer League. Okay. Then we got one from House of Highlights. Bronny James cashed his first points of the night in style. Crowd hyped after Bronny fadeaway. Let me read some of the comments. Y'all are posting his first points in the fourth quarter is crazy. Another person said, they're treating Bronny like a Make-A-Wish Foundation terminal illness child. That's what one person said. Another person said, I'm trying to defend you, my boy, but damn. Another person has said, he's creating good shots. He just can't hit none. That's none but lab work. Nothing but lab work. Another person said, 25 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. This jigger is hooping. Another person said, first points of the night in the fourth quarter. Another person said, we got to stop the glaze on this man. Another person said, Bron only buckets. Another person said, I can see him retiring his jersey. Let me get to another post. This is from NBA on ESPN. In this post, they're actually putting up a deflection. Where do you ever see they ever put up a deflection as a highlight? A deflection as a highlight. A deflection. They go, Bronny got up for the deflection with the shocked emoji. And they wrote, but Bronny flew. Another person said, blocked by Bronny James. Another person said, bro, a deflection is a highlight now. Another person said, he just made a 1-4 defensive stop. Stop hating. Another person said, why is this a highlight? Seriously? Another person said, when did deflections become a highlight? Laughing out loud. Another person said, he broke up a 4-on-1 fast break. Another person said, this channel is becoming the Bronny-esh show. And people just kept on going on and on and on and on and on. I was recently listening to a segment on Gil's Arena. And Gilbert Arenas was up there hollering and screaming about, oh, people use Bronny James as easy content and all of this stuff and all of that. By people, who's he referring to? Who's he referring to in terms of people? Because last time I checked, everybody's talking about Bronny, including him. ESPN, Undisputed, everybody. So who are the people he's referring to? Number one. Number two, if Gilbert Arenas, and here's what I don't get. Gil will tell you that, oh, look, Bronny James, a 55th pick. Why are we expecting so much out of him? Then when a Brandon Jennings come out and said, well, I don't think he's any good, you defend it. Why are you defending it then if it's just why are you defending the results that we're seeing? The fact of the matter is the following. Bronny James isn't any good for all the attention that he's getting. Now, some people will say, why do we care so much about a 55th pick? The question is, why do these big media companies keep promoting? That's the real question. That's the real question here. Number two, on LeBron's watch, Bronny is getting ridiculed up and down the internet. And I'm trying to figure out how is this beneficial to Bronny James at all? At all. He's the one that's suffering here. In this entire equation, Bronny James is the one left holding the bag. This is another horrendous performance. But leave it to these networks. They'll act like we're seeing something great. Just yesterday on Undisputed, I was amazed. I was stumped at the fact that Skip Bayless, Keyshawn, all of these people refuse to say what everybody else is thinking. Because nobody wants to say it. That's LeBron's son. We better not say the truth. But about everybody else's son and every other player, go ahead and call it like it is. That's the elitist mindset I keep talking about. You can talk about everybody else, but make sure you don't talk about the billionaire. Make sure you don't talk about his kid. We can talk about everybody else. But this guy right here, no, we can't say it. We can't say it. So y'all are picking and choosing who y'all want to keep it funky with. Call it down the line. Call it like yesterday. I was listening to a segment on Come Talk to Me. It is what it is with Mace and Cameron. And they were Mace was responding to Jay. Mace said something very important. Mace said, I'm going to call it down the line how I see it no matter what. And based on all of the things that I've seen, based on my observation of Mace thus far, that is exactly what he's doing. That is now he may do it with humor and all of that stuff. Maybe he's not as rah as I am, but that is exactly what he's doing. And I feel that sports media would be better off if more people did that. This is horrendous. How LeBron and these guys let this happen? And then Rob Pelinka and these guys up there and Jay, he earned this. What? So yesterday we were amongst the people to break the news on the internet that Skip Bayless' contract is essentially being terminated. That after 8 years, with the show Undisputed, that he would no longer be a part of the show. One of the articles that we read this from was from Newsweek. I'm going to quickly read a little bit of it. It says, reports Skip Bayless leaving Undisputed. What's next for this Fox Sports icon? Skip Bayless' 8-year run as a co-host on Fox Sports FS1 Undisputed is coming to an end, according to the New York Post. Bayless left ESPN First Take for FS1 in 2016 and teamed with Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed, a sports talk / debate show for the program's first 7 years. Sharpe left the show after the NBA Finals last year, then continues on. Since then, Bayless has hosted the program with a rotating team of guest panelists. According to the Post, he'll vacate the seat later this summer, though neither he nor Fox Sports will confirm the news. Bayless, 72, is a veteran sports journalist. In sports journalism. In 2004, he transitioned from his role as a newspaper columnist into a full-time on-air personality at ESPN. He gained national prominence as a verbal sparring partner opposite Stephen A. Smith on First Take in 2007. Skip and Shannon's Undisputed debuted on FS1 on September 6, 2016, as Bayless brought along his trademark unapologetic style of sports commentary from ESPN to Fox, fledgling all-sports network. In March 2021, the Post reported that Bayless had signed a 4-year, $32 million contract with Fox that placed him in a rare salary range for a sports broadcaster. Will Bayless remain at Fox in a different capacity through the end of his contract, or move onto a new pasture? So you heard what that article had to say. We discussed this on the live. A lot of people tuned in. We had about 3,000 people in there, and thank you guys who tuned into that. But after we concluded the live, I had a moment to just kind of sit down and just ponder, the current state of affairs with Skip Bayless and how Skip ended up in a position that he ended up now today, where after 8 years, he is being removed from a show that he started back in 2016 on Undisputed. And I think one of the major points, one of the major moments that kind of led to where we are right now with Skip Bayless was that blow up that he had with Shannon Sharpe, the infamous confrontation that he had with Shannon Sharpe on live TV over Shannon's poignant and direct critique on Tom Brady. And Skip Bayless on that particular day decided to cross the line in a way that I think we seldom see on television. And I think that was one of the things that fractured the relationship of Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless. So for those of you who don't remember that ugly exchange, we want to play it for you now. And I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to that there.
Week?
Yes.
Okay.
Skip.
Well, Brady had a better game than Tua had. Well, he did.
Skip. All I'm saying is this. Tom Brady had a problem. You said Tom Brady should have had a problem with Byron after Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich comes up with a game plan. And here's a guy that was not in the meeting when they came up with it, come in with his red pen scratching out stuff.
Yep.
Now Tom Brady is not up, because most coaches and NFL coaches work between 80 and 100 hours in a 5-6 day week. So Tom Brady the night before, he's making tweets when he didn't stay up those 80 to 100 hours. So shouldn't they have a problem with that?
Who do you think watches more tape, Tom Brady or all the coaches?
All the coaches.
Stop it.
All the coaches.
Stop
Skip,
it.
I'm not going to let you do it.
No,
I'm not going to let you do it.
I'm going to do
I
it
don't care.
because I just
I'm
did
not
it.
going to let you be disrespectful to these damn coaches because you love Tom Brady.
Nobody,
Tom Brady does not watch more tape
than
quarterback
coaches. He does not. History of this league
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a flat-out lie.
That's a flat-out lie that you're perpetrating. There's
no
never
way.
been anything, because you can't stand it that Tom Brady at 45 is still playing this game at a very high level.
Yeah. Do you see these numbers?
Yeah.
These numbers say Tom Brady is not playing at a high level.
I need you.
No,
okay, you're
that's
in the
not what
Hall
it's
of Fame
about.
because you're scared to death of him because he's haunted you. Time out. Ladies and gentlemen at home, I would like to announce the fact, if you're new to our show, that this man for 6 straight years on this show that we have been partners at this debate desk has tried to send Tom Brady home, said he's washed up, his arm is in decline, and he should just go on home. It started the first day of this show in September of 2016, and he has been wrong for 6 straight years, and he's going to be wrong again. I'm standing by what I say.
How convinced are you Tom Brady's going to win the Super Bowl?
Okay, I picked him to win it. I'm not backing off.
Well, put something on it.
Well, what do you mean I put my pride on it. I put my pride.
That's what I would do.
Who did you pick? You picked the Rams and the Chargers, okay?
And the only difference is, everybody knows the Rams are bad, but they don't want to say Tom Brady is playing just as bad
I'm
as
not
Matt
writing them
Stafford.
off.
Skip, they're in the terrible division. They're in the worst division in football.
Good. Are they going to be in the playoffs? Help me out.
Skip,
I need you to
That's your argument.
Okay,
That's your argument.
What do you mean that's my argument?
Your argument is that they're going to be in the playoffs. Is Tom Brady playing bad? Yes or no?
Yes, he played poorly yesterday.
What do you mean yesterday?
Okay,
all year.
But you're giving him 100%
I
of the
did,
blame?
because
That's just, you have no objectivity. It's just straight Brady hate. Wait a minute. This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he's still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Skip, that's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No.
Skip, I did what I did.
I never said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Skip, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than you.
Better.
Skip, I got to see what you do. You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal.
Put your glasses back on.
Can I finish? You're willing to take a personal shot at me to say this man is better than me because I say he's playing bad this year?
Well, because you just
Go ahead.
you disrespect him. It's just so. You know what? It's beneath your
you
dignity.
You would disrespect me to support him.
No, well, I'll support him over anybody because he's the greatest player who ever played your game, and it's by far.
Have at it.
Okay,
Take off, bro.
I'm going to have at it because I'm going to have at you because what happened yesterday? The Bucs defense was horrendous yesterday.
So you all remember that exchange. It was a very ugly moment on television. It's something that Shannon Sharpe has discussed. But later on, we found out that the incident that took place at the Los Angeles Lakers game with the Memphis Grizzlies might have been the final straw that broke the camel's back at FS1. And apparently, that was the thing that caused FS1 to move on from Shannon Sharpe. I thought a decision that I believe was absolutely stupid. Because given the outer-worldly success that Shannon Sharpe is experiencing and given how his profile has just grown exponentially, I don't see how you don't find a way to keep a personality like that at the network. Shannon Sharpe is arguably the biggest thing in sports media right now, especially in the independent space. And what happened was the minute he left Undisputed, who was getting about 115, 120,000 viewers a day, the show dropped to like 90, then 70, and then one day it got like 55,000 viewers in. Meanwhile, the show that he went to on ESPN First Take 2 days a week, that show spiked. On certain days, they were bringing in over 850,000 live viewers. 850,000. And then to add insult to injury, Shannon Sharpe then goes on to conduct the biggest interview in the history of the internet on YouTube, getting over 60 million views with an interview that he did with Cat Williams. Right? So I think it's sad because these guys, although they had their differences on television, they made a great pairing. I enjoyed watching them go back and forth on various issues. I did. Now, I thought Shannon Sharpe won the majority of those disputes that they had on television, but nevertheless, I like that. I like the fact that Skip used to give his thoughts and give his takes and go back at Shannon. And today, Skip Bayless just seems like a watered down version of who he used to be. Now, when I watch him on television, I see him there with Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce at times, and Skip Bayless, he's just like an afterthought on the show. He just looks like a piece of furniture on the stage, if I'm on the set, if I'm being honest with you, because now we don't really know what he thinks on issues, because he's the one that's the moderator. And then usually how the thing goes is they'll hand over a topic to Keyshawn Johnson, they'll pass over to Paul Pierce, and in the moment Skip Bayless starts to talk, 30 seconds into his monologue, he'll get interrupted and he'll just keep talking over him. And I'm like, this is boring. This is boring, right? And Skip Bayless is supposed to be the star of the show. And now we're hearing after 8 years that Undisputed and Fox are looking to go in a different direction. Skip Bayless is 72 years old, right? So if we look at it from that vantage point, he's been in sports media for decades. He's made a lot of money. He's probably made over $100 million talking sports, right? So Skip did well for himself. He was able to sign 2 contracts with FS1, one in 2016, I believe, for $25 million, and then the other one in 2021 for $32 million. He cleaned up pretty nicely. To make what, $50 million in your 60s? That ain't bad. That ain't bad. And whatever is said about Skip, he did play a major role in sports media, whether you like it or not. He did. And he helped bring some of the biggest names in sports media. Now, they went on to do their things because they had the talent, they had the drive, they had a wherewithal to do it. But he gave a lot of prominent voices opportunities. Shannon Sharpe, Stephen A. Smith. He was the one that even gave Shannon Sharp the idea of Club Shay Shay to do his own podcast. And Shannon Sharp admitted as much on the Spoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. So, look, man, it's a pretty big moment. Skip had a great career, and I guess that he'll just probably retire into the Twilight Zone or probably do something else. And also, we have to be on the lookout for who they replace him with on that show. I thought that Max Kellerman would be a fantastic candidate. I guess we have to wait and see. These are my thoughts. So, I was actually getting ready to step out of the house. And then I came across some bit of news came across my desk, and I was like, bro, what the hell is going on right now? And this speaks to the thing I've been complaining about all this time. As you guys know, there's a viral video going around on the internet that is centered on some comments that were video recorded of Jaylen Brown, who was at the Lakers versus Celtics Summer League game yesterday. I believe the game took place in Boston, if I'm not mistaken. So he was there courtside. I think Angel Reese was sitting alongside him, and a few other people were there as well. So Jaylen Brown is there watching the game like a spectator, like everyone else is watching, and he's just speaking about what he's seeing on the court. And apparently the video picked it up, and we want to show it to you now, actually. You can see him basically saying, I don't think Bronny James is a pro. And then Chris says, I think he'll be in the G League team for sure. And he goes, I don't think so. I think because of his name, he will be on the Lakers. So that's what Jaylen Brown said. And we produced content around those comments. But then about how many hours later, let's say 7 to 8 hours ago, obviously depending on when you're seeing this show, Jaylen Brown decided to take to his Twitter because of some external pressure he felt. And he actually took to his Twitter to basically retract his honest statements that he had on the sideline on Twitter for people that were up in arms about his honest opinions. Those are the comments we want to get into right now. Let me read what Jaylen Brown had to say 7 hours ago. And this particular post, he has put up, his generated 11 million views already and 8,000 retweets. He said, it's a flex to have your son alongside you in the NBA. It reflects greatness and longevity. Bronny has all the tools around him to be successful. I look forward to watching his growth. That's what he said. That's what he said. Folks, to me, I think that this is a problem. This is a problem. It's a problem. It's a serious problem that exists within the sports ecosystem. Because what I'm beginning to understand is that there's a climate that exists within sports media, at least in media that covers the NBA, where you aren't allowed to really have your real opinions. You aren't. It's all about clicks. It's all about who's in and who's out. And whoever's in gets to decide what the narrative is going to be. And I think at that moment, what Jaylen Brown said after his comments went viral went against the narrative. The narrative is we're going to keep pushing Bronny James. Gilbert Arenas, if you're watching this show, and I'll probably send this show to Gilbert Arenas after this. Gilbert Arenas keeps asking, why are they heaping so much pressure on the 55th pick? He keeps asking this question adamantly. Why do they keep heaping all of this pressure on the 55th pick? After all, he's just the 55th pick. Well, Gilbert, I'm gonna need your thoughts on Jaylen Brown retracting his statement, because it would seem as if Jaylen Brown was publicly admitting that Bronny James is a 55th pick, and now he seems to be under pressure for stating the obvious, which means that there is a push that exists out there to make Bronny seem better than he actually is. I don't know why you're confused. It's the big boys in the media that are doing it. It's the big boys in media that are actually doing this. Those are the major culprits. Those are the major culprits, number one. Number two, Jaylen Brown can't have an opinion? He can't have an opinion? If that's what he feels, why should he need to now come out here and say the father? Why did he feel the need to do that? Why? He gave his honest view. Now, it was in a private moment, kind of a public-private moment, but that's what he really thinks. So now him putting out these comments makes me wonder, well, is this sincere? Because what you were talking about wasn't a father and son moment. What the camera caught in that segment was, you don't think he's a pro. And you think he's only on the Lakers because of his name, meaning because of his dad. That's what you thought. So what does that have to do with, oh, it's a flex to play with their father? That has nothing to do with your original statements. Nothing. Now you guys see the power of Klutch Sports. Now you guys see the power of Klutch Sports. There needs to be one message. And if somebody draws outside the lines, all of a sudden you need to get a correction like this. Because I don't know why Jaylen Brown would change his viewpoint. What would have happened in the past 7 hours to cause Jaylen Brown to go out there and change his viewpoint? Or did he say the quiet part out loud? Meaning, do the vast majority of people watching Bronny feel this way and are closing their mouth because there's a check at the end of it for them to sit up there and twerk it up on television all day long and basically make a big deal out of deflections or scoring 2 points in a garbage time in a summer league game? Because to me, a lot of this stuff seems contrived. It seems contrived to me. But there's a serious problem here. Why did he need to take back his comment? If that's how you felt, stand on that. I don't believe what he said is controversial at all. I don't believe it was. I don't believe it was. You're not allowed to have an opinion these days. I was watching a segment from Undisputed today that deeply disturbed me. They were reacting to Bronny's 2-point performance last night. And they brought up the issue, and Skip Bayless finally had the balls to say what most people who are watching thinks, which is, are we sure he's a good basketball player? Now, he was bringing it up in a very soft way, mild-mannered way, but he was like, are we sure Bronny can actually play basketball? And you could see Keyshawn dancing around the issue, talking about, man, it just hurts. It just hurts to say this. It just hurts to go through this. I mean, it just really, really, really hurts. It hurts me. It's painful. It's painful. And I'm listening to him saying to myself, why is this painful to you? Why does it hurt you? You're not hurt about all the other players that don't play well in Summer League? What about all the other games that took place last night in Summer League? You're not hurt about all those other guys? So you're only hurt for LeBron's son? Why? Why? What about all the other kids that didn't play well? You're not hurt for them? You're not hurt for them? You only hurt for LeBron's son? Why are you hurt from him when they're telling him the truth? This is what I honestly believe. I've said it on multiple shows. I'm going to say it again. This right here is about the elites versus the sheep. The sheep follow the elite. The elite defend the elite. The sheep are going to do whatever they can to defend the elites. The elites, all they care about is the elites. They don't care about other NBA players or other kids or other kids that are well-to-do. They don't care about them. For you to say you feel sorry to give an honest critique about Bronny James, I've never heard anybody else say that about any other player. Whenever we discuss other NBA players, we just call it like we see it. I never heard anybody sitting up there crying on TV talking about they feel bad about the way Kwame Brown's playing. Where were these people that felt bad about the way Kwame Brown was playing? Where were these people that felt bad about the things that Kwame Brown was? I never saw you dudes. Where were y'all? Especially the people that like to champion this black thing. Oh, I'm sorry for the black pop man, the black band, the black power and all that. What about y'all? Where was y'all at? Again, I keep asking, where were y'all at? Where were y'all at? Where were y'all at? We couldn't find you dudes. You dudes were nowhere to be found because Kwame wasn't the son of a billionaire. He wasn't viewed as an elite. So he was easy pickings. Easy pickings. You saw Stephen A. Smith do an entire highlight reel, low light reel of Kwame Brown and his low lights in his career about how bad he is. They gonna do that about Bronny James? You saw you saw Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp do lowlights about Russell Westbrook for like a year and a half on TV every day. Y'all gonna do that about Bronny James? Of course you're not. Because you guys are afraid, you guys respect power. And at that point, Russell Westbrook wasn't viewed as an authoritative figure in the NBA. So he was easy pickings. He was easy pickings. You dudes are so transparent, it's laughable. Where is the honest voice in sports these days? I keep asking the question. Who at the top of the totem pole is going to actually give an honest take on TV? Where are you guys? We're looking for you. Where are the honest people in sports media? We cannot find you. And it has now come to the point where a finals MVP watching a basketball game of a summer league player saying, I don't think he's an NBA player. I don't think he's a pro. And says, I only think that he's on the team because of his name. He's forced to come out there and retract the statement and put out that nonsense, that garbage. Why? He gave his honest opinion, so you can't give opinions anymore. You can't. It's sports media is in a dangerous place. It's full of a bunch of clowns. It is. These are not people you can respect on a personal level. I cannot respect the man that doesn't say what he truly feels. I can't. Now you can say, well, I'm afraid I don't want to say what I think because maybe I'm in a position of danger. And those are different things. Maybe your life is being threatened or something like that. You're in any potential harm. I understand that. But in this case, we just talking sports. And you as a man cannot stand up and say what you actually believe. As a man, you cannot stand up as a man. As a man, you can't stand up and say, I believe this. I don't believe that. I see this. I didn't see that. You can't say that. I can respect these people as men. Because if you can't even give your honest take and they're paying you to give your honest take, how do I know that if I meet you and you and I are having a conversation about anything, you are being forthcoming about anything we're talking about? Anything. That's sports media for you guys, man. This is sports media for you guys. A damn joke. A damn joke that you got Jaylen Brown out here putting out that statement for something that he said that everybody believes. This is sports media for you. So for those of y'all looking to get into sports media and thinking, oh, it may be a lucrative career, just be ready for this. Because apparently if you want to go up the totem pole, you got to be a damn liar. You got to go up there and lie and say whatever it takes. Now we turning deflections into highlights. And the irony is they're afraid to call out LeBron's son, who's not good. But we have no problem calling out players who are actually good. It's unreal. Man, that Kawhi Leonard, man, he a bum, man. Kawhi Leonard, he a bum. He a bum. Kawhi Leonard a bum. Paul George a bum. So-and-so player, he a bum, man. Luka failed in the playoffs, he a bum. Nikola Jokic, he ain't play well, he a bum. But then when we actually see somebody playing like garbage, we don't want to say it. Oh, it hurts my soul. I'm deeply wounded to say this. Oh my God, it hurts my soul. But what about so-and-so's son, ex-player? Yeah, he played like trash. But I thought it hurt your soul. Oh, no, it only hurts my soul because I'm an elite and I protect elites.